Why do you think?
Well, Judge Merchan also, though, kind of reined them in a bit, as I recall reading about the Sandoval hearing, that they can talk about verdicts, they can't talk about amounts of verdicts, which could make a difference. So it's hard to know, but I think Trump, he strikes me as somebody who's pretty fearless about those kinds of things, and doesn't fear having to answer questions about it.
I want to talk for a second about juror number 9, who called the court on Friday with concerns, understandable ones, frankly, over the media attention this case is getting. She met with the judge and lawyers today. She's staying on the jury. But could this be an issue with other jurors going forward? And what happens if they decide they want out because it's just not worth frankly, the threats to them?
The stress.
Yeah, the stress for sure. But also, I mean, there are bad actors out there who might be prone to out jurors who don't want to be outed if they ultimately come down with a verdict that they don't like.
Yeah, agreed. And we already saw 2 jurors who were sworn in the main jury of 12 who then were dismissed because they came back and said can't do it. Unlike jurors who were dismissed during voir dire, who went to the press afterwards because they were allowed to talk, who said, I didn't think that was fair. I'm fair. I could have been a fair juror. But in this case, you've got a juror who's already starting to feel the pressure. And I was surprised Judge Merchan only had 6 alternates selected. Now, I'm not in the courtroom. Please, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't see what's going on. But apparently both sides were there in chambers and got a chance to talk to her. And in other, cases, and I've had over 500 jury trials, a case like this, I was surprised there weren't maybe even 12 alternates for this very reason.
I also want to get your take on one of the jurors seated in this trial, juror number 2, an investment banker with a master's who follows Trump's Truth Social posts, as well as Michael Cohen on Twitter. He says he's seen quotes from Trump's book, The Art of the Deal. Remember, this man replaced the original juror number 2, who was dismissed after she expressed concerns that part of her identity was made public by the media, not CNN. And we even had somebody on a conservative news channel questioning that original juror number 2 and whether or not that person could be relied upon. Did Trump potentially get a break by ending up with this new juror number 2 who's on Truth Social?
On the surface, and again, not getting to see all of the questions that were asked of the jurors, or if I'm assuming both sides used all their strikes. But juror 2, and then there's another juror on the main panel of 12 who also made statements during voir dire that seemed to be, at least open to Trump's side of the story going in. So I do think the government's got an issue there because it only takes one.
It only takes one. That's right. Lee Meihls, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Coming up.